Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We're staying on the topic of England. If you saw the last video that I made about the toddler being suspended for being transphobic over in Birmingham and every other place, Bradford as well in the UK, we're deciding to stay on the subject of the UK today because there's another issue that's going on over in jolly old England. And yes, I love my UK fans. I really do appreciate you all. And if you want to get a Woke Dingbat t-shirt while you're at it, I highly recommend that you do, because what's going on over in the UK is absolute madness and insanity. You can get yours right now. The link is available in the show description. They are $40, which is cheap considering the kind of quality you guys are going to be getting. It's honestly insane. Like, I am not making any money from these shirts at all. It's just purely for you guys. In fact, I think I'm losing money on this, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I want you guys to get these shirts. So go ahead and make your order right now and benefit from the woke dingbattery kind of nonsense that's going on. You guys can be at the forefront. Yes, I do ship internationally as well. So jolly old England is being conquered. This is not an invasion. This is not about immigration. This is invasion. Clear as day. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the mass Muslim populace that is making its way into the UK at the moment and taking over. They're taking control. The Lord Mayor of London is Muslim. We all know who that is. The Mayor of Birmingham is a Muslim. The Mayor of Leeds is Muslim. The Mayor of Blackburn is Muslim. The Mayor of Sheffield is Muslim. The Mayor of Oxford is Muslim. The Mayor of Luton is Muslim. That's where Tommy Robinson is from. And the amount of mosques in Luton alone is honestly insane. The Mayor of Oldham is Muslim. The Mayor of Rochdale is Muslim. All of this was achieved by only 4 million Muslims out of the 66 million people in England. Today in England, there are over 3,000 mosques. There are over 130 Sharia courts in England. There are more than 50 Sharia councils. 78% of Muslim women do not work and receive state support and free accommodation. I'm not sure if any of you guys were aware of this stat, but this is very, very important. I'll get to set it in just a moment, and thank you for this person for making these stats available. 63% of Muslims do not work and receive state support and free housing. State-supported Muslim families have an average of 6 to 8 children who all receive free accommodation. Every school in the UK is required to teach about Islam. The number one common baby name in England is, get this, Muhammad. This is, again, not about immigration. This is invasion. Wall Street Apes is the account that posted this. The real Avery Warwick. She made a video about this nonsense, and honestly, she's right. I'm not from England. I'm from Australia, but I'm seeing the same problem here in Australia. We have a massive immigration problem that is not being seen as immigration for the people like myself. We see it as an invasion of our land. And I don't want these people here if they're not going to assimilate, if they're not going to be peaceful, if they want to take over. No, thank you. It is our job as citizens of this country, and they're not citizens. It is our job as citizens to rise up and say, enough is enough of this madness. We need to stop this from occurring. I'm all for people living in this country peacefully, but to take over mass communities, to then establish mosques and then create Sharia in those particular areas? No. Christians, when they establish churches, they don't have Christian law. You must abide by this Christian law in the community. No way in hell. So why is it acceptable that Sharia is established in certain suburbs in this country? It makes no sense. And yet you've got the mayors or the political leaders that are, yes, I will definitely allow you to do this. As long as you give me money. Give me enough money, give me your votes, and I will allow you to do whatever the hell you want to do. The level of corruption in our government is, honest to God, shameful and insane. And I'm sick of it. No one talks about it anymore. They're too afraid to talk about it. Oh, no, we can't upset the Muslim population. Again, I'm not against Muslims. I'm against everything that Islam is teaching, especially with Sharia. I'm against extremism. And that's what we're seeing, not just in the UK, but here in Australia. In the UK alone, they've been invaded, man. You heard the stats. 78% out of the 4 million Muslims that are there do not work. These Muslim women do not work. They receive state support and free accommodation. What about all of the UK citizens that are out on the streets and struggling financially? I understand it's a hard time for UK citizens at the moment. This is exactly what Tony Robinson was talking about, and they threw him in solitary confinement, which is still there, by the way. But the Mayor of London, the supposed Lord Mayor of London, is Muslim. Birmingham, Leeds, Blackburn, Sheffield, Oxford, Luton, Oldham, and Rochdale, all Muslim. And what's the bet? That more towns will then turn their mayors Muslim, or they will vote in a Muslim individual. Sadiq Khan is the Muslim mayor of London. That guy is a woke dingbat. If I ever saw one, the honest to God insanity that I have been seeing coming out of Sadiq Khan's mouth, honestly, guys, we need to send him a woke dingbat shirt. He'll probably be arrested for doing it, but somewhat worth it. No, I'm just kidding. It's not worth it. Don't go to jail, guys, please. Don't go to jail for that. But seriously, we need to do something. Something needs to be done. Vote them the hell out. But the problem is, like, London has been taken over. There's a lot of citizens that don't really care, but the vast majority of them that do care, guess what? They get accused of being far-right lunatics. And here's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like I mentioned, the Sharia courts, there's a lot of them going on. And here is Keir Starmer, defender of free speech, evidently. Keir Starmer saying that the courts are now going to be targeting white men a lot tougher now by judges, as if you haven't had it bad enough. You've got 6 police officers rocking up to your house at night, at whatever time of the night it is, some ungodly hour. You've got 6 police officers knocking at your door at a really ludicrous hour, all because you made a social media post that was reported. That's Orwellian, man. That is nuts. You've got to be very, very careful what you say now online. So much for freedom of speech, Keir Starmer. Right. Have a watch of this.
Well, look, I'm disappointed in this response, and the Lord Chancellor is obviously continuing to engage on this, and we're considering our response. And, you know, all options are on the table, but I am disappointed at this outcome, and now we'll have to consider what we do as a result.
Well, let's cross live to our political editor, Christopher Hope. Now, it seems to me, Chopper, that the politicians want the Sentencing Council to change their direction here, but they're not willing to legislate to do so. They're in a bit of a war of words here.
Yes, they are. And hi, Charlie. Hi, Nana. Welcome to Huddersfield, where it's pretty cold up here. I've been talking to the Prime Minister moments ago. I asked him twice, will you just scrap the Sentencing Council? It's a quango. You have the power to scrap it. What you don't do is have the power to overrule it. And frankly, the judges now are looking back at the elected politicians here, both Sir Keir Starmer and Shabana Mahmood, who is a Justice Secretary, and saying, I'm afraid to say, these are what's going to happen. And from Tuesday, this is what will happen. Judges will prepare pre-sentencing reports when necessary. And if someone is of ethnic, cultural or faith minority, or a young person under under 25 or a woman or a pregnant woman, they will get a special sentencing report. Normally those pre-sentencing reports do mean that the sentence is mitigated, that time is taken off for a jail term, for example. What it means, though, is that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society. And that is unacceptable to the Prime Minister. He said in terms there, I said twice, would you scrap the Sentencing Council? He said all options are open. Shabana Mahmood, she's the Justice Secretary, she's put out a note just moments ago. She said that in her view, these guidelines represent clear differential treatment under which someone's outcomes may be influenced by their race, culture or religion. This is unacceptable, says the Justice Secretary, and I formally set out my objections, she says, in a letter to the Sentencing Council last week. She is extremely disappointed, she says, by what's happened here. All options are on the table, that same language used there by Keir Starmer, and they will legislate if necessary. The question now, though, is can they legislate by Tuesday? The answer surely is not. It will take months and months, and in that period, there'll be a lot of uncertainty, I think, for white men in front of the judges.
That is what we call honest to God racism. In the UK, white men, if you are a white man and you are accused of a crime, you're going to have a lot tougher penalties. You're going to have a lot tougher of a time in the courts. But if you are an ethnic group, you're Muslim, let's say, or some other individualized group that they protect, except white men, evidently, it's like, white men aren't considered protected at all. No, they're filth. Have you looked at the color of your skin, Keir Starmer? Have you looked at the majority of your population still, Keir Starmer? I don't think you have. But what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is actual racism, for goodness sake. Oh, sure, let's make it a lot tougher on white men. If they do a social media post, they're going to have a very hard time. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, England has officially been conquered. And guess who helped them do that? The dingbat leaders. They made it possible. They really did. And now the UK citizens want to take it back, but it's going to be very hard. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.